Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are watching the station identification of one of Wayland City's resident YouTubers. Live in the basement. This is not MTV's remote control. And he is not Ken Ober. God rest Ken Ober's soul. This is WEML-TV, Channel 77. And now here's your host, New Bedford, Massachusetts' own, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. Praise the Lord. Is somebody call my mama? That's right. Welcome to my YouTube CBS channel vlog show of WEML-TV Channel 77, in which there's Ordinary, and then there's me, the host, Eric Lima. What's going on, everybody? Good morning, September the 11th, 2021, 11:44 a.m. That's right, just got out of work early because I clocked in at work early. You know, usually work 7 till 11, but then I clocked in at 6:25, got out at 10:25, and did some shopping. I needed some food and all that good stuff, and now I am here. I am home doing laundry, which I got the laundry right. Yes, sir. I want to save the special episode I was going to talk about September 11th, what happened 20 years ago. I'm going to save that for another episode. Keep that episode separate because I got a lot of things to do, because I got two recaps I got to do here. Two wrestling recaps I'm going to do here. We got a Saturday Superstarcade, and then I will talk about September 11th. I'm not going to do, it won't be in any particular order. Just I'll probably do the Saturday Superstarcade last, but for right now, let's do the SmackDown recap, Event Center 205 Live recap. As you know, speaking of September 11th, they did a tribute to that, the beginning of the program. Everything took place at Madison Square Garden, by the way. The Bloodline, Paul Heyman, did kick off SmackDown. Reigns addressed MSG. And then Brock Lesnar interrupts Roman Reigns. And then Lesnar goes, "Hey, Heyman, why didn't you tell him I was going to be here?" And then Roman Reigns took the time, and Paul Heyman, again, I like seeing him squirm in this situation, right? So Roman Reigns took the Universal title away from Heyman and decided to walk back. And then Brock Lesnar looks at Heyman and says, Paul Heyman did his advocate thing, and then he goes, and Brock Lesnar goes, "I want a title shot against Roman Reigns for the Universal title." So he goes, "Well, I know," and then he goes, "Fine." He's about to F5 Paul Heyman. Then Reigns, Superman punches Paul Heyman, and then Lesnar decided, well, I'm going to F5 Roman Reigns. He's about to. Then the Usos attacked him, and then Lesnar attacked the Usos, and then after that attack, Caleb Braxton interviewed Paul Heyman. Caleb Braxton's got this big smirk. I love Caleb Braxton. I just love seeing Paul Heyman sweat and squirm on this situation. Paul Heyman just put himself in the corner. And I'll tell you one thing right now. And there's no situation to get himself out of this. Roman Reigns calls him the wise man of Roman Reigns, or the tribal chief. And then you got, wise man. Yeah, he's more like a wise guy, Reigns. Remember that. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. I thought it was just too funny. And seeing Caleb Braxton's interviewing him, just has this little smirk on his face. I'm like, I love it. It's just so cool. It was so cool. And Paul was like, I don't know. The tribal chief will decide. And then Big E approaches him and holds up the briefcase, starts laughing again. I'm like, I love these mind games. The mind games. The mind games. The mind games. Oh, actually, that's later on in the night. The mind games. Heyman. Heyman, this is what happens when you run your mouth. I think it's because of all you wanting the money in the world, Heyman. It's all because of Heyman. Then there was a 10-man tag team match when Big E and his team, and then Cruz and his team were preparing. Sami Zayn and his team were preparing 10-man tag bout. They're arguing, and referees had to separate them, say, "Hey, go to the ring," and all that. And then the 10-man tag is Rick Boogs, Big E. Imagine those two in the same team. righteous. That's all I'm saying. Rick Boogs and Big E have the combined charisma, along with King Nakamura and the Mysterios, Rey and Dominic, against Sami Zayn, Apollo Crews, Otis of the Alpha Academy, and the Dirty Dogs. And Sami Zayn decided to introduce the former New York Knick and now Atlanta Hawk star Trae Young. I'm like, what is this idiot thinking about bringing him in? And he got booed. I don't know what Sami Zayn, as long as he loves New York, and he brings in a former New York Knick. And during the matchup, Trae Young got involved by choking out Rey Mysterio. Referee saw that, ejected. Referee's trying to get him out of the ring. Nah, I'm not going anywhere. But then Team Big E did pick up the victory over Sami Zayn's team. So Big E and Rick Boogs in the same team. I love it. Big E and Rick Boogs in the same team. I consider that totally righteous in my personal opinion. And then they had the contract of Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. Bianca Belair signed the contract. Becky Lynch comes out, wears his red fur jacket. I swear to God to you, I think she's channeling Conor McGregor. You know, obviously he's Irish like Becky, but it's just she's got that. Becky Lynch has got that. You know, got that Conor McGregor vibe going, and I like it. You know, because Conor McGregor is like one of the most outrageous UFC fighters. But I said, hey, Conor McGregor, man, Conor McGregor vibes with that fur coat she has on, red fur coat, and then she's berating the fans. Oh, this is all I get, and all that because you have not wrestled in over a year, Becky, because you were too busy being a mother, and we respect that. We'd like for you to come back. Is that it was too soon for you to come back, and you know, it was too soon for you to take the title back. You know, it was crazy nonetheless. But then it was the smoothest contract signing. Tables did not get flipped over. These girls did not beat the crap out of each other. Nothing like that happened. All Becky just flung the contract into Bianca Belair. She catches it. Bianca Belair kept her cool. Becky Lynch walked out of the ring with her title and that fur coat that she had on. Red fur coat. That was crazy. It was totally insane. So the match made official. Edge and Seth Rollins. That match went on for a very long time. It was a great matchup, but in the end, Rollins won the matchup, but Edge was taken out on the stretcher as he was taken out. Rey Mysterio was there, and you know, Rey Mysterio and Edge have been close friends for a long time, which is really, really cool. Still cool to see that. And you know, one person tweeted, you know, Brock Lesnar, Edge and Rey Mysterio on SmackDown gives me 2003 vibes, and I have to agree with that tweeter. I forget who tweeted that, but you know, I have to agree with that tweeter. It was surreal. It's like going back to 2003 for goodness sakes. So, anyways, and then Paul Heyman's on the phone. And while talking about Lesnar and all that, Shotzi and Knox interrupted Paul Heyman. Hey, Paul, you want to ride? You want to sure? We'll go down. Shotzi and Knox. These ladies are hilarious. I love them. And then Caleb Braxton once again. Heyman's got... Poor Heyman. Oh, Paul Heyman must hate Caleb Braxton, but you know what? I love Caleb Braxton. If Caleb Braxton is like, see you again. You know, we gotta stop meeting like this, and I'll crack a joke like that. Gee, Kayla, I think we gotta stop meeting like this and all that good stuff. Do you have a crush on me or something? You know, just I don't. Anyways, Paul Heyman. Jeez, like I said, the tribal chief will decide when he's going to accept Lesnar's challenge. And then all of a sudden he turns around, Big E's there with the briefcase, starts chuckling and laughing at him, and Paul is like, oh God. I'm like, Heyman, you got Heyman, you know, Roman Reigns has got a target, a huge target on his back. He got Brock Lesnar, he got Finn Balor, and he got Big E targeting him. Big E, though, has the opportunity to cash it in at any time. I'm hoping he cashes it in at WrestleMania. That's why I like to see Big E cash in that title at WrestleMania. But then again, you got, then they had the tag team title match between the Usos and the Street Profits. Street Profits were about to beat the Usos until Roman Reigns got involved, earning the Profits a victory via disqualification. But then attacked and afterwards took out the Street Profits. Roman Reigns grabs the microphone and says, hey, I accept Lesnar's challenge. But then the demon version of Finn Balor showing up. And I'll tell you one thing. If I were Roman Reigns, and him and Roman Reigns were standing face to face, it's going to be a very interesting situation, to say the least. Now, a little side note on this, on SmackDown. They were supposed to have a tag team matchup. A women's tag team matchup. There was not a single women's matchup that happened. There was supposed to be another match after Edge and Rollins. It was supposed to be Zelina Vega teaming up with Carmella against Liv Morgan and Toni Storm. But that match was nixed because of time constraints, because the Edge-Rollins matchup went too long. And I don't know what the WWE's been thinking, but, you know, all the girls were prepared, and they tweeted nothing. It was total shock. And, you know, especially for Zelina. I feel bad for all those ladies, especially for Zelina Vega. I mean, Madison Square Garden, you know, this is a huge mecca. You know, I don't know what the WWE's thinking about this. Madison Square Garden, all right, and especially September 11th, her father was Zelina Vega's father was killed on that day. Well, died on that day as well, and it was really, really sad to see. But she wanted to pay, I'm sure she wanted to pay tribute to her father, and, you know, make her father proud. And just, it's sad that Zelina Vega, Carmella, I don't know what the WWE's thinking. It's like, you know, and then Mick Foley, then that proves that Mick Foley was right about the WWE. You got a problem. And now, not having a women's matchup on SmackDown, that's now you just the WWE keeps digging themselves a hole, man. They gotta do something. They need to change things up, man, and they need to include the women into this. They, you know, Vince McMahon's got to realize that his archaic ways, him and Kevin Dunn both need to realize that the old school way of thinking is not going to work in this time period. You know, listen, I like to think old school too, but I think about old school when it comes to my life. You know, that's the only time I think old school. All right, but when it comes to wrestling, nowadays you see a lot, you know, great superstars making, you know, great strides and all that. The old school way isn't going to cut it anymore. Vince has got to let the people be themselves. Vince has got to do it. I understand shareholders, stockholders, networks he's got to answer to, and what they want and what they expect and everything else. I mean, it's really, really sad. You know, bring a little bit of the attitude here. I don't know. WWE's got to do something. They got to do something, and they got to do something. When Mick Foley talks and tells the truth, and I know a lot of people are not very happy about it, guess what? Then it's on you, WWE. Simple as that. It's on the WWE brass. They got to do something. 205 Live, they had a women's matchup once again. Valentina. They should call it NXT Future or NXT Upcoming. You know, or NXT into the NXT Future Stars, something like that. Because you talk about future stars of the WWE. You know, who knows? For 205, they need to change it because they don't. The majority of the cruiserweights have been released by the WWE, you know, and I think they should have NXT Breakout. That's what they should call this, NXT Breakout, because the fact of the matter is these stars that could break out into major stars, not the Breakout tournament, but NXT Breakout. That's what I should call it. That's what they should call it. Change the name, you know, rebrand it or something. Rebrand 205 Live, turn it to NXT Breakout. Valentina Feroz from Brazil took on Katrina Cortez, and I believe from Chile, and Valentina Feroz won the matchup. And then there was a tag team match between 4 former Breakout tournament participants, Odyssey Jones and Trey Baxter, in a tag match against Joe Gacy and Josh Briggs, and with Odyssey Jones and Trey Baxter picking up the victory over the two big guys in Gacy and Briggs. Well, that's all the time we have on the show. Episode 544 of WEML-TV, Channel 77. SmackDown recap for September 10th, 2021, Madison Square Garden. All right. Until the next episode, which I will be talking about AEW Rampage, which is going to be interesting in itself. I'll see you guys later. So, until the next episode, peace, love, and bless out. See ya. Have a good day, guys.